Welcome to today's gentle slow flow practice. Helping me today is my good friend Cornelia, and we're going to start today in Shavasana. So go ahead and come to lying down on your back in Shavasana with your arms out to your side as we begin to arrive at our mat in our tuning in posture. So you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. If not, at least have a soft gaze downward, helping us to make that important transition from the external world to our inner world, our inner being. Bring your attention now to your breath. Just allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm, not trying to control it in any way. Let it be organic. Let's take these few moments to be present. That simply means being here, now, not worrying about what the rest of your day looks like. Not worrying about your long to-do list. Putting all of that aside as you just let yourself be here, be present. Bring your awareness to your body. Do a body scan, if you will, from head to toe. Identifying areas in your body that might need a little extra loving care today. Perhaps it's your back, your wrist, your hips, whatever area in your body that you know needs a little gentle care. And commit to honoring those areas throughout the practice today. Listening to what your body tells you. I am just your guide. But please listen to your inner teacher, your body, more than you will listen to me, your outer teacher. Take another deep breath now, deeper than normal. Inhale, filling up your lungs all the way down to your diaphragm. And as you exhale, do a nice audible sigh. That felt really good. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with an audible sigh. One more. Inhaling and exhale. Now take a deep breath, open your eyes, bring your feet together. Bring your arms up over your head as you sweep the arms up over your head. Legs are long, the knees are straight, legs are long out in front of you. Point your toes. So there we go. So straighten your legs, point your toes, and stretch. Do a nice full body stretch. As you exhale, flex your feet and bring just the right knee into the chest. Hug the right knee into your chest. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs again. Point the toes, arms over the head. Exhale, flex the feet. Bring the left knee into the chest and hug the left knee into the chest. Let's do that. That's our first flow, our first gentle flow, moving with your breath. Inhale, arms over the head, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the right knee in. So continue to move with your breath. When you're ready to inhale, you lengthen, you point the toes. When you're ready to exhale, you flex the feet and you bring the knee in. I'm going to offer you an option. You can continue to stay with this movement, or when you bring the knee in, you can actually lift the shoulders, hug the knee in, and lift up. That's an option. You can continue to keep the shoulders down. It's up to you. One more on each side, please. This is our first flow as we connect our breath with our movement. Last one. Now bring the arms to your side. Walk the feet in closer to your hips into what we're calling moving bridge. So take a look, if you want, at your knees and make sure they're hip width apart. And the feet, you're going to have to feel what that's like. I'm going to take a look at Cornelia. Should be about, again, hip width apart and parallel to each other. Press into your feet, lift the hips up, coming into a bridge pose. And then exhale and slowly lower the hips, one vertebra at a time. Let's do that again. This time, sweep the arms up over your head as you push into your feet and you lift your hips. That's your inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower the hips and the arms together back down to the earth. Do that a few more times. Inhale, lift up, sweep the arms up over your head. Good. And then slowly lower one vertebra at a time. Keep going, Cornelia, moving with your breath. Keep lifting up. Good. And then bring it back down. Now I'm going to adjust Cornelia just for a moment. Cornelia, bring your feet in. Keep going. Okay, great. And move down a little bit if you want, if your arms are touching the wall up overhead. So let's do that again. Sweep up, inhale. Good. So what I was looking for is that the knees are at a 90-degree bend. So Cornelia, shift your hips in towards your feet. So come in this way. Come in this way. There, try it again now. Try it again. Lift up. Good. Now this is much better because her knees are more over the ankle in a 90-degree bend. And so that's what I'm looking for in your bridge. And it's hard to tell by yourself, so that's why it's good to either have somebody with you or maybe a mirror. And then down. Great. Now that's it. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat now, Cornelia. As wide as your mat. And simply bring the knees side to side in a windshield wiper kind of movement. Inhale when your knees come center. Exhale when the knees come to the side. One more on each side. Good. And bring the knees back up towards the ceiling. Walk your feet together. Come onto your side. And let's come up to our knees, hands and knees, into a tabletop position. Hands and knees, tabletop position. So your knees should be hip width apart. Good. Your arms are shoulder distance apart. And the arms and the wrists should be underneath your shoulders to start with. If that's uncomfortable, it's okay to walk it out a few inches in front. This is tabletop. Good. Now what we're looking for is a nice flat back. Beautiful. The crown reaching towards the wall in front. So the crown is reaching to the front and the tailbone is reaching towards the back. Nice long spine, nice flat back, a tabletop. Let's move through cow and cat. So inhale, lift your chest, arch your back, look up. This is cow. Exhale as you round your back, pull the belly button to the spine, look at your knees. Continue to move, please, with this breath. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Everybody's rate of respiration is going to be different. So don't worry about what Cornelia and I are doing. We are following our breath. Move with your breath. When you're ready to inhale, you will come to cow, arching your back. When you're ready to exhale, you will come to cow, rounding your back. Continue, and we're going to add onto this movement a child's pose. So you come to cat, and immediately as you're in cat, you start to bring your hips towards your heels into a child's pose. And so we're going to move with that. So inhale, come to cow pose. So arch your back, look up. Exhale, cat pose. Start to bring your hips towards your heels into a child's pose. 2 more times. Inhale, we come to cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale, let's come to tabletop, flat back. Exhale, tuck the toes under, press up into our first downward facing dog. Since this is your first dog, you might want to pedal your feet out. So I invite you to take these first few moments to move in whatever way your body is calling you to move in this downward dog. It might be to wag your tail, might be to pedal your feet. It might be to even come into a 3-legged dog, one dog and open. So again, I offer you this time to do whatever feels right for you in your first down dog. Now let's come back down to all fours to tabletop. From tabletop, let's do what I would call a modified vinyasa. The modified vinyasa, let's move on from here to an inhale with your cow. So inhale cow, arch your back. Exhale cat, moving into child's pose. Inhale tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this is our modified vinyasa. Let's do that again. Inhale, come to the knees and to cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Put a soft bend into your knees, look to your hands, and bring your feet to your hands, and just dangle forward into a forward fold. Uttanasana, just allowing your head, your neck, your shoulders to relax. You can place a bend into the knees, and if you're feeling some discomfort in the lower back, Cornelia doesn't need it, but you could bring your hands to blocks. So that sometimes is helpful. So if you're finding some discomfort in your lower back, bend the knees, place your hands on blocks. Okay, so Cornelia can move the blocks, but just relax your head, your neck, your shoulders. That's a forward fold, Uttanasana. A half forward fold, slide your hands to your shins, flatten your back. Imagine again you've got a nice flat back and a long neck, so you don't want to look up. You want to keep so that even the cervical spine is nice and long. Beautiful. That's Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Let's flow with that. Exhale, forward fold. If it's available to you when you come to half forward fold, you can maybe keep your fingertips on the floor as long as you're able to maintain a flat back. And if it's even available, then maybe the hands. It's really what you're capable of today, what your body's allowing you to do today. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's come to a reverse dive or a upward salute as we bring our arms up over our head and bring hands back down to the side in Tadasana. And turn towards the front here, Cornelia. We're going to do what's called a sun salutation A with the modified vinyasa. So come towards the front of your mat. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head. Exhale, dive to a forward fold, relaxing your head, your neck, your shoulders. Inhale, half forward fold, flatten your back. Exhale, place the hands down, come to your knees into that tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, moving to child's pose. Here is our modified vinyasa. Inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Now, if the traditional vinyasa is part of your practice, then by all means do it. But I'm going to continue to do the modified vinyasa. Look to your hands, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale to a half forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute as you bring the arms up over your head. Nice inhale, and maybe you arch back. Exhale, hands down to Tadasana. Inhale, bring the arms up over the head. Exhale, dive to a forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down, come to your knees. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to downward dog. Bring the right foot between your hands. Gently lower the left knee, and if you're feeling like you need to place something under your knee, you can either take a towel, like Cornelia is going to take a towel and place it under her knee, or you can roll your mat and place it underneath that knee. Come to a low lunge, either keeping the hands on the floor, the hands to your thigh, the hands to your hips, or the arms up over your head. Many options for your low lunge. Try to keep your hips neutral, so that might mean that you have to back off of the pose, because if you lean too far forward, you might end up with your hips rounding forward. So here we are in a low lunge pose, taking the option that best suits you today. Bring your right arm behind you, left arm in front of you. Take the left hand down to the floor and bringing that right arm up either perpendicular to the ceiling. Or simply place that right hand on top of your thigh and help to deepen into the twist. It's up to you. Bring the hands down. Let's come to a downward facing dog. Bring the left foot between your hands. Gently lower the right knee to the floor, coming into the low lunge. Again, either keeping the hands on the floor, to your thighs, to your hips, or arms up by your ears. Once again, taking a look at what's happening with your hips. Are you able to keep your hips at a neutral? Adding a twist to the low lunge. Let's first take the left arm behind, right arm in front. And then take the right hand down to the inside of your left foot, onto the floor or a block. So if you had a block, or if you need it, let me just put this here, Cornelia, just to show people. Go ahead and put it there. Great. And are you able to bring this up a little bit more? Beautiful, there we go. So I've got her shoulders stacked beautifully into this nice twisted low lunge. Take another deep breath. Bring the hand down, left hand down. Remove the block. Tuck the toes of the right foot and come to downward dog. Look to your hands. Walk your feet to your hands. Come to a half forward fold with your inhale. And a forward fold with your exhale. Upward salute, reverse dive as you inhale. Maybe you add a back bend, a gentle back bend, hands down. Now let's put all of that together into a nice flow. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale, dive to forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, flat back. Be mindful of your neck. Exhale, hands down, come to tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Bring the right foot between your hands into a low lunge. Low lunge, gently lowering the left knee. Bringing the arms up or bringing them by your side. Coming into the twist. Bring the hands down. Downward facing dog. Second side, left foot forward between your hands. Gently lower the right knee, coming into a low lunge. Bring the left arm behind, right arm forward, right hand down to the floor as you come into that twist. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Come to plank pose. Plank pose, upper push-up. Bring the knees to the floor. Gently lower all the way down to the floor. Keeping the hands by your side, inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Keep moving, please, with your breath. Keeping a nice, long neck. Using your back muscles to lift more than you are pressing into the floor with your hands. 2 more, please. Lift up, this cobra. Exhale down. On this next one, stay up and hold it for at least 5 breaths. Your 5 breaths. If upward dog is available to you, you can move into your upward dog. If not, stay in cobra for 5 deep breaths, your breaths. When you have completed your 5 breaths, come to a child's pose. Option with your child's pose, either knees together or knees can be slightly apart. And relax. You can have the arms up by your head or even the arms by your side into your child's pose. Take another deep breath in child's pose. Coming back up now to seated. Sit on to your right side. Sweep the legs out in front of you. And we're going to come to lying down to a reclined pigeon. Help yourself to lie down. Bring both heels in towards your hips. Take the right ankle, place it on top of the left knee. And if you look, sometimes we call this a figure 4, sometimes we call it reclined pigeon. And this may be enough of a stretch for you. If you feel like you'd want to go deeper into the stretch, you can start by taking your right hand and simply pressing that thigh out. Pay attention to what's happening at your pelvis, your hips. Try not to bring those out of neutral. Flex the foot, flex the right foot. That helps to protect the knee. So this is your second option. If you want to deepen the stretch even further, you can bring your hands between the space that you've created, your thighs, grab the back of the left thigh, relax that foot, and then pull the legs in towards your chest. Try to relax through your shoulders, relax your head. You could even take your right elbow and press it into your right thigh if you feel like you want to deepen that stretch even further. And stay there for about 3 more deep breaths. It's called a reclined pigeon. Sometimes, thread the needle, figure 4, so many different names. When you're done with your 3 final breaths, release the leg, put the foot down, bring both feet down. Let's go to the second side. Bring your left ankle on top of your right. Start again deciding, do you want to stay here? You want to press the thigh out? My recommendation would be to do whatever you did on the first side, do it on this side, if that's available to you. So maybe you want to hug the knee in now, grabbing the right thigh. Don't forget to flex the left foot. Close your eyes if that feels nice. And just focus on the sensation in your hip, the breath. Staying for 3 more full cycles of breath. When you're done with your breaths, bring the legs down. Again, don't rush through. Everybody's rate of respiration is going to be different. We're going to move on to a pose called supported bridge. So for this pose, you're going to need either blocks or pillows or even blankets or towels. So I'm going to show you the option with a block. I'm going to use Cornelia for that. So press into your knees, just stay lying down. And you're going to take one block and place it underneath your sacrum. So it's not at your middle, it's not at the small of your back, so Cornelia there. And so the block should be right at that flat bony part above your tailbone. Is that there? Okay. Now, this may be enough. If you feel like you can go a little higher, you would take a second block and place that block on top. So let's see with a towel. If it's too much, you let me know. Lift up. Okay, and lift down. How's that feel? It's okay? Okay, good. So this is a supported bridge pose. I'm going to stay in this pose for about 5 breaths. So you can close your eyes and just focus on the breath, allowing your body to relax. You could, if you feel like you would like to relax your legs a little bit more, let your knees fall in, Cornelia, and walk your feet out a little bit. There. And just let your knees fall in. Does that feel better, or would you like the other way? So, she prefers this way. So sometimes that feels nice, that you walk your feet out maybe as wide as your mat, and you just let the knees drop in, or maybe even let the knees touch. So this is a supported bridge. And you're just staying here, staying connected to your breath. When you're complete with your 5 breaths, walk the knees and the feet back together. So so you walk your knees and your feet back together when you're done. Now, stay where you're at. Now just bring the right knee in and up towards the ceiling. And bring the left knee up and see how you feel. It should be stable. You have the hands. You can grab onto the sides of the mat if you feel you need some stability. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. And now the left leg up. Now you are in a supported shoulder stand. And you shouldn't feel like you're having to work much, because the legs should be directly over your hips, and so you shouldn't feel like you're having to work in this posture at all. How does it feel, Cornelia? You feel okay?
Yeah, very good.
Take one more deep breath, deep, nourishing breath. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Place your right foot on the floor. Place your left foot on the floor. Lift the hips up and take one of the props out, like I have 2 blocks. Cornelia has a block and a towel. And then place your hip right back down on that remaining prop. And just allow the spine to settle just for a moment. And when we take away the final prop, Resist the urge to hug your knees into your chest. So lift up the hips, remove the final prop. Place your hips back on the floor. Walk the feet out as wide as your mat. And let's go back to those windshield wiper where we bring the knees side to side. So just bring those knees side to side, just like a windshield wiper. One more time on each side. Bring the knees back up towards the ceiling. Walk the knees and feet together. Hug the knees into your chest. Hug it in as tight as you like. I like to also do these little circles in one direction, and then I like to take it in the opposite direction. It's really up to you at this point. Again, I'm offering you this time to do whatever posture feels right for you. Let's come into a happy baby pose. Put the left foot on the floor. Keep the right knee in. Keep the left foot on the floor with the knee bent. Bend, take your right foot as if you want to place the foot up on the ceiling. Now, half happy baby, you could either just grab behind at the thigh, or you could take your right hand to the outside of your right foot, coming into a half happy baby. You can keep the left foot on the floor with the knee bent, or straighten that left leg and see how that feels for you. Bringing that right knee in towards your right armpit. If you have straightened the left leg, rebend it, place the foot back on the floor. Release the right foot and place that foot on the floor. Let's go to the second side. Bring that left knee in. Again, taking the same option that you did on the first side, on this second side. If you straighten the left leg, then straighten the right leg now, please. Half happy baby, setting us up for a full happy baby posture. If you straighten the right leg, rebend it, place the foot on the floor. Release the left foot, put that on the floor. Now is the opportunity to do the full happy baby posture. Either just placing the hands behind the thighs like I have now, or grabbing the outside of your foot, bringing the knees towards your armpits, keeping the shoulders down, pressing your tailbone down to the floor as well. Take a couple more deep breaths. Release happy baby, but keep both knees into your chest now. Bring the arms out to your side in a T, so the arms are in line with your shoulder. Gently lower the knees towards your left as you look over the right shoulder. If it feels uncomfortable to look over your right shoulder, that doesn't feel right for your neck, look straight up towards the ceiling, or even look over to the left. Take another deep breath. On your next inhale, bring the knees back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knees to the right as you look over the left shoulder. Looking over the left shoulder may not feel comfortable for your neck, so take the time to find a posture that feels more comfortable for your neck, either straight up or even to the right. Inhale, bring the knees back up towards the ceiling. Hug the knees in. One last posture before we come into Shavasana. Maybe you want to lift your shoulders, hug in real tight as you can. And then exhale, coming to our final posture for the day, Shavasana. Shavasana is also known as corpse pose, implying that we are supposed to completely let go. So allow your feet to roll out, completely rolling out to the side. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If not, again, at least a soft gaze downward with your eyes relaxed. Bring your awareness to the sensations in your body. You may feel this wonderful sensation of energy running through, tingling. May feel hopefully more relaxed. Did you honor those places in your body today that you identified in the beginning of our practice? Did you listen to your inner teacher? Were you compassionate and patient with yourself through your practice today? Were you present? Now is the time to let all the work that you did in your practice today be absorbed into your being. Now is a great time to give yourself some gratitude, being grateful for being on your mat, grateful for what your body was able to do, grateful for the breath. Knowing that the hardest part was showing up, and you did that. Knowing that we call this a practice because that's all we are doing. We're not seeking perfection in our poses. What we're seeking is to be kind to our bodies, to honor our bodies, to show up on our mats, to be present, and to practice. The next few breaths in silence, I invite you to reflect on what are you grateful for. If you have the time today, stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. But if you're ready to come out of Shavasana, begin by deepening your breath, filling up your lungs all the way down to the diaphragm. Now start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, adding gentle movement to your body. And perhaps even look side to side, gently looking side to side. And do a full body stretch as you bring the arms up over your head, point your toes like you're just waking up. And then hug the knees into your chest. Bring the right arm up by your ear and roll onto your right side, cradling your head in your right arm. Coming onto your right side in a fetal position. And slowly coming up, trying to keep your eyes closed, or at least your eyes cast downward. And coming into a seated position, a cross-legged seated position. Keeping the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you, or at least a soft gaze downward. As we take just a few more moments to stay in our inner being before we head out to our busy world. Keeping the hands down at your thigh, or if it's comfortable, bringing your hands in prayer with the thumbs just lightly touching into your heart center. Thank you for joining me in our practice today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Begin to open your eyes. Have a great day.